Hello. My number one mom hack for spending quality time when you have multiple children. So, a few years back, I have four children. A few years back, it was starting to get harder and harder to have, individual time during the day because, we're doing so many things, or everyone is needing my attention, or I had babies and then I had toddlers, and, they have needs that are important, and there's no options, right? So, I implemented this thing, and I don't know, God is so good. He just dropped it in my mind, and I just started implementing it, where I take each child's birth month and birthday, and those are their nights during the week of each month that they get to spend with me. So, for example, I have a kid whose birthday is coming up in April. Their birthday is 4/22/18. Also, key point, remember your kids' birthdays. So this actually works. So I have a child who is April 22nd of 2015. So that means that on the 4th, the 15th, and the 22nd of every month, that particular kid gets to have their night with me. How it looks is after bedtime, that child gets to stay up an additional 30 minutes with me uninterrupted by other children because everyone else should be going to bed. And in that time, they can do anything with me within reason that does not require them to get too excited because they still got to go to bed. Um, but that could be anything from like building Lego with me for a little bit, drawing, telling me about something. We might look at something that they've been wanting to look at because my kids don't get internet time. I don't allow the internet without me. And if it is, it's generally for school things. But if they want to show me something or they want to look into things, like I just recently started allowing, and when I say just recently, I mean like 2 days ago, um, for the for one of my kids the ability to go online onto Pinterest guided with me, unable to go on without me, to pin ideas for decorating their bedroom. Um, so for example, that might be something that we do, and she only gets 15 minutes. This is my oldest child, 15 minutes to be able to do this, so she can spend 15 minutes doing that, and then 15 minutes doing something else, or we can just talk about things, or we can draw, or we can literally anything within reason that does not allow for them to get too excited because they still have to go to sleep because I got things to do, and I also want to sleep myself. And so, some key things to remember about this hack is if you have children, say for example, you have a child whose birthday is February 12th, and then you also have another kid whose birthday is September 12th. So that means you have two kids on the 12th. Just move one over and let them rock, paper, scissors it. Like, who's going to get this day, and then move the other one to the day prior or the day after, and just make it as simple as that. So this year I have decided that I'm most likely going to add on their birth year because my kids happen to be born in 14, 15, 18, 19. It may not work if you have a kid who was born if you have kids who were born all you have twins or you have triplets or something like that. It may be a little bit harder, but I mean, you could still just bump one to the left, one to the right. So 20, 21, or 19, 20, 21, just do it like that. But whatever works. And actually, if you have kids that little, they probably don't even notice. Um, what else? Oh, second key thing is before I said you got to make sure you know your kids' actual birthdays, because I know that's a thing for us. Like the more kids you have to really think about like, okay, what day, what year. Okay, so once you've established that and you've got your days set up, you also need to make sure that there are good, solid boundaries set for your kids and their bedtime. So if everyone is not going to bed, it won't work. Just straight up, it ain't gonna work. So you've got to make sure that bedtime is tight, and reminding each kid that their day is going to roll around soon. So do they want everyone behaving like they're behaving on this kid's night on their night? That kind of usually like puts it into perspective and just reminds them that like when it's my turn, I want to be able to have this time with mom, and I want to be able to be uninterrupted and get my full time, because it has happened in the past where um it's somebody's night with me, but because we hadn't been doing it, they still needed they needed to be built up. They needed more time. So what happened is, look, see, can't even hide in the car, y'all. Can't even hide in the car.
Um, yeah, you see the like watch a movie?
Yeah, give me 1 minute. So, lost my train of thought. Oh, so whenever you do this, you have to make sure that they all understand that their days are coming around, and it's also a great way to help them remember their birthday if they're just getting to that certain age where learning their birthday is a thing. It'll help them remember their birthday because then they can circle it on the calendar and just know and be able to count out the days like, okay, my day is coming up in such and such days. Now, one thing that I would caution against is allowing too much. So maybe you set some boundaries between, like, you can choose between these 5 things, and maybe each kid can pick their 5 things. I need you to close the door because it's too loud. Get down and go close the door so that I can finish. No, get down and go close the door. No, and when I come inside. But you're interrupting me right now, so close my door. So, yes. When you get started, we might want to set some parameters around, like, okay, each kid gets to, say, pick 5 things, and then between those 5 things we're going to do one of these 5 things when you spend your time with me. So it's not like you're spending all your 30 minutes trying to figure out what in the world you're going to do. And then obviously you can choose how much time it is going to be. Is it going to be 15 minutes? Is it going to be 20 or 30? Is it going to be an hour? I'm saying don't set yourself up for that hour. Like, make it short and sweet. And usually kids, they need a good 15 minutes to top them off, and then they're good. But like, you start to add too much time, then they're going to you will be tired, and then you won't have as much of your night to do whatever it is that you need to do, or to go to bed. Let's just be honest, because sometimes I want to go to bed at 9 p.m. and if their bedtime is at 8:30, that time is up at 9 o'clock, which is my bedtime, but I still have some things that I want to get done. So, and this also encourages them to get their things done. So if they have duty areas, that's what we call them. Their duty areas, basically chores. They have a certain area of the house. So a child of mine has the kitchen or the bathroom. They want to get their things done before bed so that their time is not ticking, because the other thing that's very important is bedtime does not move. So if you have not gotten your things done and bedtime is now, it's 8:35 or 8:40 before everyone starts to get to bed, your time starts at bedtime. So that's another thing. Keep it tight. So anyways, hopefully this helps you. Let me know in the comments of this video what you think. If you feel like, yeah, this is going to work for me, thank you, Jackie, for this tip. Or, nah, Jackie, you tripping, this is too much, I need them to go to bed at bedtime. Let me know. Happy momhood.